discussing other day that it is given, our Devakirananda Prabhu very nice, beautifully described. One point we should take is it's a preparation starting today. Whole life is a preparation in reality, but at least this month has to be taken. Start preparing today and attain perfection. As Yasodamai, starting the day early in the morning, prepare yourself. And to perfect whatever she is preparing, the yogurt, churning the butter, makhan, mystery, whatever the end products comes. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains the example, to attain love of God, he gives the sugarcane example, same thing. So many anarthas will come. So many anarthas. If you have no experience of sugarcane, burning it, use the same sugarcane only, same bhakti only, same chanting only. Keep doing it, then it will remove your offenses, unwanted things. If you don't do it repeatedly, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed, three times he told. Same instruction will be asked. Their key three times. There also you see the three times. Why it is so much stressed? Minimum is three. So we'll further. Maitreya told Vidura, O great soul, from Damba and Maya were born greed and Nikruti or cunning. From their combination came children named Krodha, anger, and Himsa, envy. From their combination were born Kali and his sister Drupti, harsh speech. All these things, because you have to pay attention to details. When these are there, you can't pay attention. In chanting, in hearing, in service, in deity worship, in Vaishnava dealings, no. You can't pay much attention because of this. Anger, envy, or speech. Yes, this envy is there from the beginning to all the way. Highest levels also. First initiated, second initiated, sannyas also. Yes, Daksha Prajapati also. You could be on the topmost level, still enviousness is there. Yes. It's not easy to kick out because icha dvesha samutvena dvanda mohena vardha. To begin with, why we are here is because of this envy. Dvesha from the Lord. No, I am the master. I should enjoy. This mentality has to give. When it will be given up? When we understand what is the difference between the pure devotee and us. Pure devotion and ordinary devotion. What is the difference? Antara. We are coming to that. Bhakta Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur explains beautifully. We will understand that, what he has to say for us, Lion Guru. Duruktau kalir adatta bayam mrityam cha sattama tayoscha midunam jagne ya atma nirayastata. Will not read three times because time is short. A lot of things to be explained. Translation by Prabhupada. O greatest of all good men, by the combination of Kali and harsh speech were born children named Mrityu, death, Bhiti, fear. From the combination of Mrityu and Bhiti came children named Yatana, excessive pain, and Niraya. So hell, this is what happens in this world. Sada samadhyukinadhyam asadgrahat. As soon as we accept any impermanent things, that means even the gramya kata, anything impermanent, all goes to this pain, hell, envy, jealousy. This will never stop. O greatest of all good men, by the combination of Kali and harsh speech were born children named Mrityu, death, and Bhiti, fear. From the combination of Mrityu and Bhiti came children named Yatana, excessive pain, and Niraya, hell. Verse number 5, which has a beautiful purport. Sangrahena maya akyata pratisargastava anaga, sinless. 3 is srutvaitat, srutva, everything is on this point. Srutvaitat puman punyam, if you 3 times you hear, that's the hearing is so important, so important. And chanting is important, so deity worship also is important, everything. Hearing is so much important. This is how Sri Prabhupada himself was initiated. That means we have a lot of attention to pay to the hearing. That's where the whole crux of matter of the whole Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya is standing on this particular point of hearing. Chanting and hearing the transcendent subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. Srimad Bhagavatam will give itself its verses from the beginning. When Sota Goswami is speaking to Naimisharanya sages, Sonakanda, the same point is being stressed. Second chapter, we look at immediate verses quoting that. Parikshit Maharaj Sukadeva Goswami immediately stressed. Second canto. At the end also, you will see 12th canto, 13th chapter, last chapter, I think. In that also, just few verses before ending, there also, the last verse is telling about the holy name. That is also stressed, but for that also, you have to be attentive to hear. That means one has to do early in the morning as much possible. Then we can do attentively. And gradually by practice, whole day, any day you chant, anytime you chant, you can be attentive. But for that to happen, one has to pay attention to details, especially in the morning. Sadhana has to be crisp. This whole month, ideally, we should do Mangalarti at home, wherever. Just do it. And especially stress on chanting. Stress on chanting. No matter what, this has to happen. Then only these all these things. If that attention, otherwise, why Yasodamai has to wake up before 4:30? Why she has to chant? Why has to sing? She has understood pure devotion. When there is love, then there is almost intimacy, paying attention to detail. I have to make this perfect butter. Perfect. Let me churn in the heart, churning in the mouth, churning everywhere. Because contemplation is going. Earlier class we were talking about Sravana, Manana, Niridhyasana. Sravana, Varana, Smarana Avastha, Samadhi, Sampatti. Yeah, if you have read Prabhupada's books, it is clearly stated how much attention. Starting is hearing only. Whoever is not paying attention, not hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from Prabhupada, from spiritual master, from those who are advanced devotees, they cannot perfect their life. They will fall down. Any stage, first initiation, second initiation, sannyas, any stage, fall down is certain. Guaranteed. Because Prabhupada is telling how much one has to pay attention to the hearing. That's why we cannot neglect. Morning Bhagavatam class has to happen throughout the year. Doesn't matter you are in India, train, bus, car, doesn't matter. It has to happen. There is no exception. Unless you are in hospital, you are in dire emergency, then that's a different story. But this has to happen. Whatever we do, this has to happen. No exception to that. If we can do that, then we can perfect our life, go back home. Prabhupada will come personally and take us back because we are following his principle. If we don't follow, he doesn't need to come. He doesn't need to help us to take back home, back to God. That's why 3 times it is stressed here. 3 times hearing, because one time hearing it doesn't sink in. Minimum 3 times we have to increase. Kali Yuga it's even more times we have to hear. Same message. Same message. Guru may speak the same thing. You are not the body. Still, that has to be heard as many times as possible. Whatever spiritual master, no, no, I heard already. Let me not hear. Let me hear from somebody else. No. Spiritual master, any class he gives, we just need to sit in front of him and hear. Or if you're not in person, then you have to remotely hear regularly. Otherwise, we are not actually responsible disciple at all. Yes. No connection. No connection really. If you're not hearing from spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada, we're not really in Sampradaya. If you're not hearing from Prabhupada and reading his book, that means we're not really in Sampradaya. And then if you're not hearing from spiritual master and in person or online, that means we are not really connected as a responsible disciple. Then you cannot get the mercy. It's not possible. Really want mercy, then these things has to be done. There is no exception to this. We cannot attain the mercy. Kartik month, these two things has to be done. Prabhupada said it. 1972, I can show you the proofs. In Vrindavan is telling this. Kartik means what? Devotee is asking, Gurudas is asking, this devotee is asking about Kartik. Urjavrata, what does it mean? Prabhupada, simply stop your eating, sleeping, meditating, defend, simply chant. 24 hours. Can you do that? They couldn't speak anything. What they will speak? 24 hours. This is Prabhupada's expectation. We cannot do at least sadhaka stage. At least we should do 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 hour, whatever. In the beginning, maybe half an hour, okay, fine. But something consistently, this whole month, there is no exception. Every day it has to happen. If you understood Damodar month, means if you understood what Yashodama is doing, then you do it. Not simply saying nice class, sweet pastime, everything is sweet in this world. Yes, Maya is also sweet. That's what Prabhupada said. You have no fear, no fear. You're not fearful at all. Otherwise, why will you not pray to the Lord? Let me not be attracted by Maya every day. I'm praying myself, but why you are not praying? You are chaos. You think that is sweet world. You are trying to enjoy. So then we cannot get out. That's why this Sangrahena Maya Akyata Pratisarga Tavanaga Tri Satvaitat Puman Punyam Vidunoti Atmano Malam. Translation by Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Vijay. My dear Vidura, I have summarily explained the causes of devastation. One who hears this description 3 times attains piety and washes the sinful contamination from his soul. Please repeat. My dear Vidura, I have summarily explained the causes of devastation. One who hears this description 3 times attains piety and washes the sinful contamination from his soul. Purport by Prabhupada. Further, we will chant the prayers. ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नमाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर जी प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य मनोविष्टम स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तों की जय। So, purport by Prabhupada. The creation takes place on the basis of goodness, but devastation takes place because of irreligion. So that's why we need to protect ourselves. So as our Acharya has explained that you are covered by the rice, grain or wheat, any paddy field you look at, it has a hard shell. Minute you take it out, no protection. Bugs will eat it, it will spoil. Even though rice is thick, still that can spoil by the bug or anything. But if you have that shell on top of it, you will be protected. That is nothing but nahi tata gavan rajan puyet angri renabhi tada krishnarpita pran tat purusha nishevaya. That is, that particular protection is given by the spiritual master. First of all, Sampradaya Acharya, Parampara Acharyas, Giriraj Govardhan. We have to get ready for Giriraj Govardhan. Because he is increasing the pleasure for the Lord and devotees. He is the topmost devotee, as gopis are telling. Antaya Madri Avala Haridasa Varyu. Haridasa Varyu. You have to take shelter every day. We have to remember these beautiful, wonderful personalities, divine personalities. Take shelter of them. Pray intensely every day. Don't leave one day. Intensely pray. This is Prabhupada's mood. Prabhupada, before coming to here to the Western world, he intensely prayed because he wants to know. Guru gave only 2 lines. What does that mean? Uh, uh, how do you expand this movement? How do you preach? How do you do things? How do you implement it? No idea. So that's why he intensely prayed in Panchatattva, intensely prayed in front of Rupa Goswami. This is the our position is same thing. We follow the Acharya, whatever he did, and you follow, you implement in our own life. To chant better, to hear better, to serve better, to Vaishnava dealing better, we need to pray intensely to get the strength, to get the mercy, to get the proper intelligence, study intelligence, so that we can practice the process, we can apply the process without envious, without jealousy, without offenses to the holy name, without offenses to the Vaishnavas, without offenses to the deities. It requires lots of strength, lots of intelligence, lots of mercy. Yes, it is not easy. This is my practical experience. Even though we submit, it takes time. I am trying, still I cannot open altar on time because it takes time. Despite you trying your best, still you cannot make it happen because you are not capable of doing things. You have to obtain this capacity from the spiritual master, Sampradaya Acharya. When you are really sincere, serious, day after day you execute it, then the mercy will start flowing from sadhus first, then the Guru's mercy, then Sampradaya Acharya's mercy, then the Lord will give his mercy. When he sees the devotees are happy, when we are happy devotee, when the blessings are coming, then we can actually do things. Otherwise, we have no capacity. We think we are great devotees, great preachers, we can give great classes, we can do great chanting whole day, but actually we have no capacity to do any of these things. That's why Prabhupada is sitting in front of a spiritual master and hearing. Everybody is left. That's why only he could perfect. He could understand the mind of Bhakti Siddhanta at all. If we want to get at least teeny bit of that, that means we have to pay a lot of attention, a lot of prayers to our spiritual master and Sampradaya Acharya and previous Acharya divine personalities. Giriraj Govardhan, Tulsi Maharani, Rupa Goswami, yeah, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, so many personalities. You have to keep intensely praying every day. This is the month to intensify our prayers, intensify our crying. Because helpless child only can get the mercy. Mother runs to that. We feel helpless. We will, I'm strong. I'm doing some great sadhana. I'm doing. then Lord is not, he doesn't need my help. He's thinking he's already great. Why should I help him? Why does he need to send his devotees, send sadhus in the life, giving the service? No, he doesn't need to do that. So it brings that point here. The takes place because of irreligion. This irreligion means unwanted things, all the harsh speech, envy, jealousy, all these things. So one has to be very sensitive of hearing, especially. Prabhupada is very sensitive. I was telling that's why in the class, no other discussion should happen, no other things. Is very clear. So particular about that is the way of material creation and devastation. Here it is stated that the cause of devastation is adharma or religion. Adharma means anything which is not in line with Krishna's instruction, uh, Acharya's instruction, Guru's instruction, that's all adharma only. Religion only. Yes. Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakatism. Arana Kori Ho Manas. It doesn't need to be stressed two times. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chittete Kori Aage. Again stressed. Those many times it doesn't need to be stressed. But conditioned soul will be stubborn. So that it has to be stressed. In every prayers you will keep seeing this three times a day. Jayans Truvans Yasastri Tri Sandhyam. Three times Gayatri. All these are there for us to surrender fully unto the Lord. Surrender and fully unto the spiritual master and his instruction. What will please them? I like to do many things. I like to do this service. I like to be on the altar. I like to do many things. But what Guru likes, that is what we have to do. That we have to find out what he wants us to, how he wants us to. That is the responsible disciple. Then you can, that is actually real Dharma. Bhagavad Dharma means following the representative of Lord. Tata Krishnarpita Prana Tat Purusha Nishevaya. Then automatically the antara will go away. Antara means Prabhupada explained Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. Antara means body. Antara means greed. Antara means sense gratification, Gramya Katha. One more thing, he tells five things. Etad nirvidhyamanam. Ichitam akuto vayam yoginam rupani harer namanu kirtanam. Again and again, when can you do? When you get rid of this antara, difference, means the bodily enjoyment is so much, or the money enjoyment is so much, or sense gratification enjoyment is so much, or greed for all the other things, getting this benefit, that benefit, even the devotion service. All this is stopping one, two. This is Madhyamadikar. He is not even speaking pure devotee. He is speaking Krishna Nama Nirantar, Jo Inhara Vadan is telling to this two personality from Kulinagram. Krishna Nama Nirantar Yanhara Vadan is a Vaishnava Sreshta. He is a Madhyamadikar who can chant throughout the day. And then he is Madhyamadikar. Then he gives further Vaishnava. He already explained anybody chanting even one time, that is Vaishnava. Further he is explaining further next level, who is chanting always as many times as possible. That is the next level. One should hear from them. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur is telling. Srimad Bhagavad Ardhanam Asayo Rasikosa Sajatiya Snigdhe Sadhu Sangha Sutovrate. Then we can understand the principle. Then we can understand. Then he can become the actually preacher. Bhakti Siddhanta Lion Guru is telling. Actually, he can become the preacher. That person who is following these principles, this antara is not there, are almost reduced to nil. No more is trying to enjoy separately, no more trying to too much greedy for things or for money, for anything. He's not greedy, only is greedy for Krishna, greedy for spiritual master. Whether he is satisfied or not, the first thing is considering. Is he satisfied? Is sadhu satisfied or not? That is the thing is always considering. That means greed for this, Krishna and Guru. Then we are protected. The shell is there, our bhakti is protected, our chanting is protected. No matter where we are, we will chant. Otherwise, we will not be able to chant. Same thing, hearing also. One day we will hear, another day we cannot hear because we are not protected. We are not seeking protection either. We think we are protected, but in reality, we are not. So even though we have entered into bhakti, we have not understood the principles properly from Sri Prabhupada. So further, the descendants of irreligion and falsity born one after another are bluffing, cheating, greed, cunning, anger, envy, quarrel, harsh speech, death, fear, severe pain, and hell. All these descendants are described as signs of devastation. If a person is pious and hears about these causes of devastation, Puyet Angri Renu, that's Puyet means fire. because Sukadeva Goswami is also not speaking directly. He's giving Parashati, you can atone Karma Kanda, you can atone by Gnana Kanda. Parikshit Maharaj was so smart, intelligent. He said, no, don't tell me all these things. Prayaschitam ato katam manye punjara sodha. This is like elephant taking bath. What is use? Going and coming out, putting the same sand, same things again and again, doing Gramya Katha and all other things. Why? What is use? So no use. So that's why give me something which is actually permanently removes. Yes, then he told, Kechit Kevalaya Bhaktya Vasudev Parayan Agam Dhunvanti Karsne Neharam Eva Bhaskara. Even if we come to Abhasnam, offensive stage from the clearing, from the offensive to offenseless. Chanting without, that's why we are supposed to chant 10 offenses before. Doesn't matter you are at temple. Even at home, wherever you are chanting, make sure you know the 10 offenses. You are chanting in the mind before you sit for chanting. And you chant 6 stars, all this, whatever in the temples established, exact process, you follow it. Please make it happen. Please make it happen. This is what helps because there is a pre-process. Mind has to be set in motion, but to hear attentively. For that, these things is required. The Mangalarti Darshan, Tulsi Marani, you take shelter, all these processes are required because Prabhupada knows. He is following the Bhakti Vinod Thakur's principle. Yes, the 24-hour divided by 3-hour praharanas. Why he has established all these principles, he knows. He is following Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Dhara we are in. He knows. He has elaborately explained every aspect of devotion service, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So on that principle, Sri Prabhupada has expanded and put those things in all our temples, exact things, what has to be done. Then we can come out of all these things, almost 10, 12 things, envy, jealousy, all those things, harsh speech, severe pain, everything has been explained. You will be freed from, you will feel hatred for all this, and that will cause advancement in a life of piety. Piety refers to the process of cleansing the heart, cheto darpana marjanam, which so I explained 7 types of flame. Gaurang Prabhu explains 7 types of flame. Or Acharya, because this is Lion Guru is giving some more. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained some more than Bhashya. On top of it, Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur has given commentaries explaining this. What is this marjanam? Deep cleansing. Because this is the problem. Paying attention to detail is not there. That's why the kitchen wells are always dirty. Anywhere you see. Yes, because dirtiness in the heart, dirtiness there also. Dirtiness in the earwax. The nails are not cut. Shaving is not done. So then what else can you expect? When the body itself is not cleaned every day properly, what to speak of the senses, karmendriyas, gnanendriyas, who is hearing it attentively? And then next mind, then how can you chant better? When you are attentively chanting manatrayate iti mantra, then actually, then you go to the next level. Gross covering is gone, subtle covering is gone, intelligence speaks. Then you come to the spirit soul. You will be completely awakened fully. Otherwise, how will it happen? If you don't follow, Prabhupada said, don't become hippies again. Don't grow hair regularly. He didn't like it. When he saw that during the Damodar Kartik month, Chaturmas, people are growing beard, he didn't like it. Prabhupada didn't like it. Or they are sitting and chanting. What are you doing? All of you sitting in the temple, not going. Who's going to preach? In Vrindavan, he told. So we have to understand the principle. What will please the Acharya? That principle we have to understand, do those things. I like to do, I want to know. These things are secondary. First, what Prabhupada pleases Prabhupada, what pleases Guru, what Guru has instructed, if he has given any person, those things first comes. Priority has to come there first. Then only Lord, Yasya Prasada, the Bhagavat Prasada, Yasya Aprasada, Na Gati. You can do chant all along, but you are not really pleasing the Guru, then you will be staying here only. Despite you chant, do whatever sadhana you may do, it's not really following. Guru is telling one thing and you want to do something else. Then how will it please? If he is not pleased, then Prabhupada is not pleased, and Lord is not pleased either. Then he doesn't need to pay his attention. He's not being controlled. He's not obligated to respond. He's obligated to respond when his representative is pleased. Tata Krishnarpita Prana Tat Purusha Nishevaya. Then only all the anarthas will go, all the other whatever is being spoken. Otherwise, it is not possible. That's the hearing has to, yeah. That is the first, even second chapter, first canto, divinity, what is start with? 14th verse. Susruso Siddhadhanasya Vasudev Kataruchi. When you will attain your taste for hearing and apply the principles. When you Susruso Siddhadhana Vasudev Katasyan Mahat Sevaya Vipra. Mahat Sevaya Vipra. That's where everything lies. That's why this verse earlier was Ta Krishnarpita Pranam. Who is that Krishnarpita? Prabhupada, our spiritual masters. Day in, day out, they're anchoring what can please Prabhupada. He wants always big things, everything. So big projects, big preaching, so that more people can be taken to this process. That's what he wanted it, because he doesn't want to see people suffering. That is his thought process. So same thing we have to do, try to do. We have no capacity, we have to borrow it, empowerment, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given. Parama Karuna Pahudu Nitai Gaura Chandra Sabha Avatara Siromani Keval Ananda Kanda. If we take shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then we will definitely will follow his representatives' principles, instructions. Then we'll be able to do many things nicely. Otherwise, it's very difficult. As recommended by Lord Chaitanya, one has to cleanse the dust from the mirror of the mind. Then advancement on the path of liberation begins. That is deep cleansing. Has to happen. Here also, same process recommended. Mala means contamination. We should learn to despise all the causes of devastation, beginning from irreligion, cheating. Then we shall be able to make advancement in life of piety. Only one life. It doesn't need even 3 lifetimes. If one is very serious, very sincere, one lifetime he can perfect. Otherwise, just for Anartha Nivritti, it takes minimum 3 lifetimes. But Siddhanta Thakur and Prabhupada is telling. That's why one needs to pay lot of attention to please spiritual master. Whatever is stressed, whatever Prabhupada says, chanting and hearing is the topmost stress was given day, every, almost pretty much every purport you will see regularly. If that is not done by any devotee, it doesn't matter, beginning level, advanced level, that means he is not able to please Sri Prabhupada. The possibility of our attaining Krishna will be easier only when that is there. In Prahlad Maharaj's prayers also, in a few other prayers, you will see that when it becomes easy. Even in Dhruva Maharaj's prayers, you will see, find Narada Muni is testing. There it is mentioned. At the same time, it is easy. At the same time, Duraradh, it's very difficult. For those who are following patiently and hearing from Guru and following, then it becomes very easy, bhakti. And those who doesn't want to follow what Guru is telling, he wants to do his own thing, that becomes very difficult. Both things are being tested. Narada Muni tested Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj was passed the test. So we also have to pass the test from Guru. But if we seek the path of, I think, we'll stop soon. We shall not be subject to the repeated devastation. That means we don't want to take repeated lifetimes, as Prabhupada said, Bhakti Chara. Give this life. You have given enough lifetimes to your family, friends, and relatives, and Gramya Katha, everything else you have done already. This life you give it to Krishna. And Bhakti Chara Maharaj showed by his practical example in every aspect. So everything is so strict, Vaishnava principle, Vaishnava etiquette, Vaishnava dress, and how to eat, everything is. So everything he learned from Prabhupada. Prabhupada lovingly, caringly, he trained him up in cooking, everything. I was listening yesterday only. Prabhupada trained him up. Prabhupada showed, Bhakti Dharma was telling how to cook, everything, sock, everything he showed how to do, how to build a roti, how to puff it up, what will you have to do, everything he trained. So that Maharaj is able to do that very crisply. He could build the temple within 11 months. Yes, this is intense greed to please Sri Prabhupada. That can only be done if you are properly under the training, under the guidance of the advanced devotee who is aligned with Prabhupada's principle. If he is not aligned with Prabhupada, then he is not advanced devotee. Yes, if he is not following, that means he is not advanced, he is not a preacher. He is something. The one has to be fully aligned with what Prabhupada is telling, that exactly we have to do. That's where the concentration stress has to be there. Anything else will not please the Lord, Parampara Acharyas. That is the bottom line here. The present life is repeated birth and death. Then only we can stop this repeated birth and death. But if we seek the path of liberation, we may be saved from the repeated suffering. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shvapad ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Shri Radha Madhav, Shri Radha Syam Sundar ki jai, Vaishnavandar ki jai. Thank you. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you very much, Krishna Prabhu. Okay, we'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day and week ahead. A week and the beginning of a month of lots of festivities, special month, as we have been hearing again and again. Today is the last day of the previous month, Ashwin Mash. So it's Sharat Purnima. Kartik officially begins from tomorrow, Tatipat. So the vows of Kartik begins from tomorrow. But you can, just as you are running a big marathon, you prepare for it. So Adivash, everything happens today. And it's a very special day, Sarat Purnima, right? On Purnima, Brahmins also change their thread, gayatri threads. The deities at our temple also, threads are changed today. Um, we like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Jai Nrsingo Praladesha Jaya Padmamukha Padmaplinga Guravira Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvatomukam Narsingam Bhishanam Mityam Namamiham. Nrsinga Bhagwan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Today evening there's a program at the temple from 7 to 9. So very special darshan of Sharat Purnima. The setting, the dress, and everything. And also, we have this case Devkirandan Prabhu from Juhu continuing his talk on the pastimes of this Damodar Lila. So, quite absorbing, a bit quite in depth um, study and presentation. So, please take this wonderful opportunity. Okay, that being said, we like to offer our prayers to all the assembled Vaishnavas, Mancha Kalpataru, Bhayascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayavacha, Patitanam Pavane Bhayo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. वैष्णविंद की जय, ग्रंथ श्रीमद भागवतम की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि 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 बोल.
Thank you, Krishna Namanda Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Shubha Sharat Purnima to everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare